So, sorry, donc, I said it's still messy. I was just, transferring wine from one tank to one vat for another. Here you're in one of the, not the most ancient part of the castle, but the most historical for my family. This place was built in 1936 by my great-grandfather. It's an historical castle from this part of Bordeaux. I will talk more about it when we'll be top of the tower later. But even if this vineyard has a lot of history before my family bought it, it's my great-grandfather who turned it really into a modern in the 40s vineyard. He is the one who created these vats that we are still using and help us to make a very fine and so particular, so special, if I may, red wine. And it's the one who decided to keep doing also sweet wine, because at this time in Bordeaux, in southern Bordeaux, there were not so much red wine production. It was mostly white and sweet white, because that was the favorite wine from the people around, and the first one which were consumed. And he decided to turn this part of the castle into a big shape. Here you can see the last trace of the before building. It was the chapel of the castle. So the last arc you can see here is the last trace. And because my great-grandfather was somehow a bad Christian, he decided to choose between body or blood of Christ. He decided to keep on the blood. So I will, yes, have a little talk about the reds. Why these vats are so important? They're made of concrete, because it was a very easily and cheap material for people in the countryside. And it gave the wine a very strong ability, a very strong protection against temperature, against thermal, how can I say, changes. So it's very good. And also, it was a time where people doesn't really care about health, or there is not a lot of studies about what kind of material you should use or shouldn't use. It's because today, if you decided to make a vat with concrete or this kind of stuff, you have to prepare the inside with a special paint that will be healthy for food contact.
Like epoxy?
Yes, totally. So obviously in the 40s they didn't add this problem, but you can count, you can do the math since 1936 how many wine came into this vat. And at the time he began to be a winemaker. The blend of Faugas is half Merlot, half Cabernet, with quarter Cabernet Franc, quarter Cabernet Sauvignon. And the Cabernet was very strong. And in the 40s, you didn't have all the science, all the scientists to help you to make some analysis of your wine, So he decided that the wine was a little bit strong and we should let it rest for 3 years before bottling it. And we're still doing this now. That's how you won't easily find our reds in medals or awards, because we are always not ready when someone is asking for a special young vintages for labels or this kind of stuff. We don't have it, it's still waiting, so that's why. And 3 years, with 3 years of resting, the wine is nice, is balanced, it's very good to drink now, but this vats give it also very good ability to age. And in the best condition. We're still drinking wine from the 80s and the 90s, and they are all beautiful. But why I was saying this? It's because since this my great grandfather decided to do this, so we had 60, almost 80 years of 80 times wines inside this vats, and naturally waiting. So all the sorry, I'm very tired. I forgot not the limestone, le calcaire naturellement dans l'eau. Comment vous savez traduire? Yeah, the calcium was in the water and the juice. You know, like in your bathroom, it's just go on. So now all the inside walls of these vats are totally fully protected by natural sediments.
Wow.
So it's absolutely, it's part of our treasure. We only clean them with clear water, no chemicals. We enter them very gently, not to do a scratch on it. It's very nice, and it helps us to make a very good red.
Sorry, when you put them in,
Yes.
in the 40s, what were they lined with then?
I wasn't there.
You weren't there?
I'm sorry. I am not allowed to let you clean to see inside, but you have to trust me on this. There's no hypocrisy. It's just beautiful red and with quartz crystal. You know, it's like a cave shining if you put a light in it. I won't talk too much about red because we are here for the white, but I had to explain why we were still using this. And as you see here, you will be able to see some very old vats that are not really used today. Some kind of vat like this were made in the 40s, and you can see they were also protected sometimes by glass panels to do the job between the concrete and the wine. And that kind of vats are really old. My great-grandfather made them too, but I don't really like using them now, because at this time they didn't have all the pumping devices we have and all the pipes, and so they had to do it all by hand. So as you can see, there is no way to empty it quickly. So you have to pump it from the everything. You have to get inside to empty it like a boat. You have to clean it. You have to take it the water. So it's yes, and this one is very small. We have bigger, and basically we only change, as you can see.